What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative, where today I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to film a tag on the fly. No preparation. I literally just picked up my phone. I have a playlist that I saved. Like anytime I watch a booktuber do a tag that I like, I just felt it was different, unique, something I would be interested in doing one day. I save it to that playlist and I just call it tags I want to do. And when I have time and I feel like doing a tag, I'll pull from that list. And today was just going well. I got all of my scheduled filmings done and I thought, I want to do one more. Let's do a tag. So I pulled up this playlist and I pulled one from it and I looked inside the description box and saw I actually was tagged in this one. Let's see, when was this? It's a year ago. I am so sorry. This was a tag that my friend Johanna did a year ago called the 25 questions tag. She tagged me in it. And I'm just now getting around to it. I just don't do a whole lot of tags. Mostly because they ask the same questions over and over and I don't have enough changes often enough in those answers to qualify doing the video where I'm not just saying the same thing over and over, and I don't want to do that. I want it to be interesting and fun and enjoyable and actually have value. I have done a tag similar to this, might have even actually been this tag, but it was forever ago. I want to say in my first year on BookTube, but I have grown since then. My community's gotten a little bigger, and in case people don't go back and look at backlogs, this might be a fun tag, some new stuff for you guys. So we're just going to jump right into the prompts, the questions. The first one is, what is your channel about? It is about all of the things that I read. It is so nice to finally have an outlet to talk about everything that I read. I have been a bookworm my entire life. It's great. The bad thing is, no one else around me was. I have had very few friends who like to read, and those that do read don't read as much or as often as I do, or they don't read the same genres, and I just didn't have that many people to talk to about all that stuff. And now I do. And the best thing about it is, if you turn it on and I'm reading fantasy and you don't read fantasy, and be like, oh, turn it off, and maybe the next video I put up is science fiction or horror or a mystery, or a thriller, nonfiction, literary fiction. I read so many different things, which keeps my love alive for reading because I'm always changing it up. It's always feeling fresh. I don't have a chance to get tired of the same old tropes that usually get passed around in the genres. Question number 2, how old are you? I am 46 years young. Question number 3, what is your relationship status? I am married. I have a husband named Chris. You all have seen him pop on the channel here and there. And I'm excited to say I have a little series that I'm working on. I'm planning. I hope I can make it come to life here on the channel for September and October. And he's going to be a big part of that. And I have a secondary channel that I started recently called Leslie Smith Vlogs. I'll link it down in the description below. He's going to be on that one a lot. Question number 4. Did you go to college/occupation? That really should have been 2, because I think it's asking me, did you go to college? And then what is your occupation? Yes, I went to college. I had no idea at that point what I wanted to be, so I just took the basics. And I floated around from wanting to be a journalist, like investigative reporter, to being a youth minister, to not being sure, and ended up working in finance from age 19 up until 3 years ago. Question number 5, where are you from and where do you live? I am from Mississippi, born and raised for 43 years, which is when Chris and I moved to Orlando, Florida, which is where we now live. Question number 6, looking back, what would you have told your 10-year-old self? That is a complicated answer because at 10 years old, that is one of the worst times of my life. Matter of fact, everything below the age of 17 was horrible and I have no desire to talk about it. So we're just going to take the easy way out, and I would have told my 10-year-old self, hey, one day you're going to be happy, healthy, and safe. Question number 7, tell us about your family. I am going to interpret that as my immediate family, which I've already mentioned, my husband Chris. We have 2 adorable little quadrupeds, Milo and Bandit. Question number 8. What is your favorite holiday? Halloween has always been Halloween. I have a love-hate relationship with scary things. I love reading scary stories, but they scare the stuffing out of me. I love reading about serial killers. They scare the stuffing out of me. I love spooky season, even though it scares the stuffing out of me. Scary movies used to be my thing. I was addicted to scary movies. I would even watch B movies. I love scary movies so much. But as I've gotten a little older, they scare me even more, so I don't gravitate towards them like I used to. But I did get a few squeezed in last year because some of the houses at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios were based on movies, and I wanted to see the movies so I could see how well they did the house based on that movie kind of thing. Question number 9. You have no budget. What is your dream vacation? Something I have always wanted to do was go to Ireland and do a pub crawl. Why Ireland, you may be thinking? Well, I'm a McCoy. I am a real McCoy. My maiden name is McCoy. We have traced our lineage back. I've got my grandmother's Bible, and it has the year and the date of the McCoy relatives that actually rowed the boat over to the United States and stepped off. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I was like, I want to go visit Ireland because I'm from there. I'm Irish. And because I love to drink, I want to do a pub crawl. Truth be told, I will probably be crawling out of the second pub that I visit, but I still want to try it. Say I did. Question number 10. Name your biggest pet peeves. One is absolutely eating. I cannot stand to hear people eat. So if you ever make a booktube video and it starts off you're chewing or you're eating while you're making the video, I turn it off. I cannot stand it. I don't want to watch you eat. I don't want to hear you eat. And that goes for drinking. If you're somebody who gulps when you drink, I can't. I cannot handle it. The only other pet peeve that I can think of that enrages me has to do with scents. Over the past 10, 12 years, my nose has gotten really sensitive as I've aged. And so people who drown themselves in cologne or perfume, or like one of my old co-workers would walk around the lobby of the credit union spraying Lysol. I mean, she would use half a can. I'm like, why are you doing that? Well, somebody came in and was coughing. I'm like, read the back of the can. The only way that Lysol says it will kill 90% of germs is if it physically comes in contact, and you don't have to spray an entire can to try and do that. And most of the time, people that drown themselves in perfume or cologne, I'm like, if you just take a bath every day, you're going to smell clean, you're going to smell good. But my experience with that was when I worked at the credit union and I had my own office where I was having to close up with them. It's because they were smoking and they thought if they sprayed cologne or perfume on themselves, it would cover it up, and all it did was just blend with it and make it worse. I got to know these people so well because I worked there for so long that I would email them before their appointment and I would say, look, if you don't want to sign electronically and me just put the money in your account, if you have to come do it in person, that's great, that's fine. I would love to see you. But you're going to have to lay off your heavy cologne and perfume. I had no trouble saying it because the problem is it would make my eyes water and want to close up. It would make my throat instantly sore and I would have a raging headache. And it took a while for that to go away because that scent would just cling to my chairs because I had these nice big cloth chairs. I would love to burn candles in my house or have scented things. I can't have any of that. I don't even wear perfume because it affects me. Moving along. Question number 11. What book changed your life? I don't know that I've ever had a book. I read so much and constantly. I am a constant reader. I have 2 or more books going at once, and I always have 200 or 300 waiting in the wings to be read. A book that changed my life, something that changed how I thought about something. I don't know that I've had one that changed my life, maybe inspired me to be better. Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. I would say that one had a huge impact on me, just emotionally, intellectually, opened my eyes to different ways of looking at things, understanding how different things you say or do can be construed whether you mean it that way or not. It doesn't matter that you think, well, that's not how it meant. It's how it's received. So it's more about if you care to come across as the way that you're wanting to, change how you say it. Don't say, well, I'm going to keep doing this because it's just how I feel in my heart. It's not wrong. If it's being seen as wrong, You need to change the behavior. So I would have to go with that one. I think that's a pretty good one. Question number 12. What simple invention improved the world? The wheel? But I guess if you're looking at it from a bookworm's perspective, you would say the printing press. Silly question. Question number 13. Favorite movies, TV shows? Oh, how long do you have? I like any of the documentaries around serial killers, true crime, movies. Gosh, I like Marvel movies. I like the original trilogy of Star Wars. I love John Wick. Any of the 80s movies, I will watch those over and over. I'm talking The Goonies, Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, Adventures in Babysitting, Harry and Henderson. Any of those 80s, early 90s movies, Gremlins, the original Friday the 13th movies. I was obsessed with Jason. He did not scare me when I was little, and my parents would let me watch him. I'm baffled by that, actually. Let's see, TV shows. Recent ones that I love, Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner. I like Your Honor with Bryan Cranston. Yellowstone is a huge favorite of mine right now. Recently, I've been watching Succession. I mean, I just have so many, too many to name, but that's a few. Question number 14. Describe yourself using 3 fictional characters. The first one that always pops into my mind when somebody says, what's a fictional character that's just like you? Gideon the Ninth. I think we have the same sarcasm, joking manner that's just a little bit on the edge of being inappropriate. I think she and I are cut from the exact same cloth. Absolutely love Gideon the Ninth. 2 more. This is where preparation would have come in handy. Who's another character that's stubborn, does have a temper, gets stuff done? Nynaeve from The Wheel of Time. Nynaeve, she doesn't take anything off anybody. She gets stuff done, and when you hack her off, you better look out. Question number 15. What was your dream job? This is my dream job. Having a channel that I get to read and review books. Does it pay the bills? No, it makes no money, but I'm happy. And fortunately, due to us being debt-free and living on a very tight budget, Chris has a job that takes care of everything so that I am able to live out my dream. Now, if we put a twist on that question and say, what is the most fun job you ever have? Absolutely working as a teller in a bank. That was the most fun I had. Now, I did work at a bank that was in the busiest section of town, so there was always tons of people coming in, all of the managers from the different stores in the area, so I got to know the people that came in. I saw them all the time, and when I worked at a credit union for 12 years, which was my last job before we came here, absolutely loved it. And yeah, I guess when I think about it, it was more along, it was the people that I enjoyed the most rather than the job. Question number 16. If magic was real, what spell would you learn first? Teleportation. Oh my gosh, I would love to be able to teleport, especially here in Orlando where traffic is awful. Question number 17. Share a favorite childhood memory. Pass. Question number 18. What is your favorite social media platform and why? The one that I love the most and get the most value from and enjoy is YouTube. YouTube has pretty much replaced TV. We cut the cord on TV cable like forever ago, 10 or more years ago, in fact. And YouTube is it for us. You know, we've been subscribed to YouTube Red since it was a thing. It's now YouTube Premium. It replaced TV. We love to watch videos and you can just find so many different things, helpful things, learn how to do things. Anytime I have something new that I need to learn how to use, YouTube. Question number 19. If you could pick any book character, who would you spend the day with? Orca. Orca from the Bloodsworn trilogy. She is the most badass female character I have met in any of the books that I've read. I would love to spend the day with her. She'd probably be like, I don't have time for this. I'm like, well, can I just milk your goats or something? Just be near you. Let me just hang out in your barn. Question number 20. What's your spirit animal? I'm gonna go with wolf. Question number 21. What old person thing do you do? Get up early. I am an early riser, which usually means I go to bed early too. 22. Do you have a hidden talent? No, absolutely not. I've always jokingly said that my talent was appreciating and recognizing the talent of others. Question number 23. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? hopefully sitting right here doing the same thing, talking to all of y'all about all of the things that I read, in hopes that I am able to help you find something you might want to check out that you might not would have heard about otherwise. And maybe even finding the right book in a different genre to get you to try that genre. I saw a video recently where a girl took horrors and thrillers and recommended romance books. She's like, if you like these character relationships and these popular thrillers and suspense novels, here's a romance book you should try. And I thought, how freaking clever was that idea? And question 24, share an item and tell us its significance. The one thing that is most important to me outside of my books is my journal, my planner, my Hobonichi cousin. I have so much fun decorating in this, writing in this. I spend at least an hour or more a day in this book. It has all of the different types of spreads you could want in a journal or calendar, and I use them all in different ways just depending on how I'm feeling. Like in this yearly section, I was using it as pages read tracker, and I was trying to track the number of pages per genre, and that just got away from me, as you can see in March. And then in April, I was like, you know what? I'm going to write down one happy memory from each day. I've really been loving that, although sometimes it's hard to pick one happy memory. And then over here, you've got your monthly spread. Then you have a weekly spread where I use it kind of as a memory tracker. I just keep up with like what I'm doing that day and hours. And I have a lot of fun using different sticker kits. And then over here in the back, which I will move this little thing out of the way, there's a page for each day. And like this day was Easter, and Chris and I went to the Grand Floridian. I put a little picture in there and wrote about it. And like on this day, looks like I worked on a Plan With Me video. I got a new pen and wrote about that. I just absolutely love this planner. Cannot live without it. And that is going to wrap up the 25 questions tag. Those of you who've been around since this channel started may have been a refresher for you. For those of you who are newer to the channel, maybe you learned something interesting about me. Who knows? Or either you learned that I'm a bit of a weirdo. Whatever it may be, I hope you found it enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.